Okay, so this is for the IMA Novimat, and here's the schematics. We're on sheet number 68, and it's group MF. And so, if you look at each of the heaters, there's 3 heating rods, and then that's the thermocoupler, 2 heating rods, thermocoupler, and 3 more heating rods in the thermocoupler. So MF1, and if you look here, it's MF1-X1, MF1-X2, MF1-X3. So, as far as the heating rods go, they should be about 60 ohms, 69 ohms, and roughly 45 ohms. And so to check those ohms on the glue pot, what you need to do is, we've got one of our glue pots here, and so if you look at that, it says MF1-X1, and it's hard to see inside, but that's number 1, number 2, and number 3, and so according to the schematics, the heating rod are number 1 and number 2. So they're number 1 and number 2. So if we take a resistance reading, I'll hold this. I think I've got enough light. So between 1 and 2. Between 1 and 2, then we've got 60.6 ohms, which is pretty close. He's got 60, and we're 60.6, but it was done with a different ohm meter. So that's how you check the resistance, and you do that on each of these, each of those between number 1 and number 2 to check the resistance. Then we need to check the current, and again we've got to go to MF1, MF1K1, K2, and K3, and that is inside the machine. So here's the machine, so just under the glue pot. And if we get down here, you can see that, where's that other light? There we go. You can see, there we go, MF1, MF1K1, K2, and K3. Put that there. So when the power's on, you can see that little brown switch is out on that one, and on this one, it's in. Now it's out. So that means it's off when it's out, and when the heat turns back on, that will snap in. And that will be the same on all of these, the K1, K2, and K3. You'll see them pop out and in constantly as the heat's turning on and off on there. Now, what we need to do is check the current or the amperage, and I don't have an amperage which clips around the wires, but we can clip it around that wire for K1, that wire for K2, and the top wire there for K3. You can do it on the bottom, but it's just hard to get at, so that's why we did it on this top. And the amperage or current on those should be, for K1, should be about 3.6, for K2 about 3.2, and for K3 about 4.9, 4.8 amps. And if all of those are within range, if the ohms are within range and the amps are within range, then the heating rods are good.